Coming up on the Weekly Digest, I'll tell you about Paul Ryan's latest victory and a Halloween gone wrong. Hello everyone and welcome to the Weekly Digest. I'm your host Kenisha McFadden. Let's talk national headlines. Republican Paul Ryan has been elected as the 54th Speaker of the House after receiving 236 votes. Ryan's election is viewed as a formality after the House Republicans nominated him for the position the day before. John Boehner gave his farewell address before the House Speaker election. 27-year-old Kyle Navine has been charged with the murder of his missing parents. Navine's parents have been missing since early August, and Navine will be facing 2 murder charges. His girlfriend, Jennifer Valiente of Westport, Connecticut, is facing conspiracy charges to commit murder and hindering prosecution. She will be held on a $2 million bond, and boyfriend Navine will be held on a $2.5 million bond. As Halloween takes its last breath, a Snickers bar isn't leaving a sweet taste in the mouth of an Ohio teen. A razor blade was found stuffed in a Snickers bar after a group of teens went trick-or-treating in Reynoldsburg, Ohio. The 14-year-old girl who bit into the candy bar did not sustain any injuries after the incident. The Reynoldsburg Police Department reports the story is credible and urges parents to check candy before consumption. Now on what you need to know for this week. A recent video of a high school student being dragged by a deputy in a classroom has gone viral. Shelby Petrie is here to tell us a little more about what you need to know. So Shelby, what's on the agenda?
Deputy Ben Fields, a resource officer at Spring Valley High School in South Carolina, flipped a 16-year-old girl from her desk, threw her across the room, then handcuffed her and took her out of the classroom. Officials say that the teen was being disruptive, refused to listen to her teacher, and later on the officer. The deputy's violent outburst caused him to be terminated from his job at the Richland County Sheriff's Department. Some people say that his actions were justified. What do you think, Kenisha?
Well, after watching the video, I cannot justify the officer's actions at all. If you're a police officer within a school handling children, you should want to de-escalate any situation. You don't want to put your hands on a student ever. So I don't think that was the right action to be taking place there, especially in front of other students that can witness that. So it definitely shouldn't have happened.
I agree, and a lot of people don't know that the student was recently orphaned and her mother just died and she's been placed in a foster home, so her behaviors in school can also be affected by what's going on at home, which is a huge factor for what happened.
And I've been hearing a lot about how the student was on a cell phone and how you shouldn't be on phones in school, and I honestly I disagree with that completely, because if there weren't phones allowed in schools, then how would we have obtained that video in the first place?
Yes. The whole situation was just terrible, and violence should never be used to that degree.
So hopefully this discussion hasn't put a damper on your day. Maybe there's some sun in this upcoming week. Here's the 7-day forecast. That's all for this week's Digest.
Be sure to stay up to date with news in and around Quinnipiac by following us on Twitter at Q30 News. I'm Shelby Petrie.
And I'm Kenisha McFadden. Have a great week, Bobcats.